Hi guys, I'm Noelle, the host of Pop Punk and Pizza, and today I'm going to be reviewing 21 Pilots' new album, Clancy. So, first of all, I listened to the album the first time at a record listening party, and I feel like I didn't really get a good enough grasp of the album when I was listening to it in there because I was kind of like distracted. I was looking at records, and I feel like you kind of get a better feel for the album when you're just like listening to it by yourself and your sole focus is on the album. But then I listened to it again the second time when they did their live stream. So, just a warning, this video will have lots of spoilers if you haven't seen the live stream. So, if you haven't seen it, go watch that first and then watch this video. But if you don't care, then just keep watching this video. So, the live stream is basically showing all their music videos from Clancy that they already released, and then they debuted each other music video one by one for every song on the album because they did a music video for every single song on the album. So, and then after each music video, they kind of like talked about it a little bit and like explained it or like gave a little behind the scenes about what they did for the music video. So yeah, when they were talking about them, they were in their pajamas because it was like midnight, so it was kind of funny. And every time they cut back to Josh, he had a different snack. Which is a mood. I laughed really hard at the beginning when Tyler was just letting the air out of the balloon and it was making really loud noises. And then he's like, "Did you listen to the leak? Did you hear the leak?" Like the leak of the air from the balloon, but also like if you listen to the album that like leaked before like it was officially released. Basically. But anyway, so Overcompensate and Navigating are my favorites off the album, and in my opinion, they both have the best music videos out of the other songs on the album. Because they have more to do with the lore slash storyline, and they also had a bigger budget for those. So they were more interesting. But I think they did a really good job with the smaller budget ones. Like, even though they were more simple, they were very creative, and I like that they worked with what they had. And Lavish was one of my favorite smaller budget music videos. The music video for Lavish is so funny. I love how they just went to, like, all those different stores to get, like, the signs in there that went along with the lyrics. I also love how they couldn't find a sign for the word lavish, so they found a store that said lavash on it. That was really funny. I think that's one of my favorite music videos for this album. And also Vignette at the end where Tyler, it turned out he was making Josh's face in the snow. That made me laugh too. People were saying at the end the song Navigating sounded like My Blood, like the beginning of My Blood. And I thought that was very interesting because, first of all, I don't know if the music video version has the same ending as the album version, but I'm gonna have to listen to it again so I can check. But it's also very interesting because the music video for Navigating reminded me of the music video for My Blood, where one of the people wasn't, it turned out the whole time they weren't even there. So it's kind of like the movie Fight Club. If you've seen that, you know what I'm talking about. So basically at the end of the music video, it reveals that the whole time Josh wasn't even there. So I have some theories about this. When it cut back to Tyler and Josh, Tyler was trying to explain that there were two Joshes, and he said something like the torchbearer, which is Josh in the storyline, he's kind of like a guiding figure. So at first I thought, like, is Josh dead in the story? Like, was he just dead the whole time? Like when did he die? But then I was talking about it with my other friend who's a 21 Pilots fan too, and she was saying that some people had the theory that Josh didn't die but Josh was like still at the Bandito camp or something. And then the other Josh was like him, but it was just like him in spirit. And he was like with Tyler in spirit, but it wasn't like the physical Josh. So I think that's a plausible theory. It makes sense to me. It's very confusing because I don't know when like the real Josh would have stayed behind. Like at what point in the story was Josh not there anymore, and then it was just his like spirit, his guiding spirit, like with Tyler. So some people were saying it was like since the Scaled and Icy era, which was the album before Clancy. And I was thinking, well, do they mean like for the music video for Saturday when they were all on a boat and then the boat kind of like crashed because of the dragon, and then they were stranded on an island with all the Neds. So I was thinking maybe that's when the other Josh was left behind, but he also could have like drowned at that point. I don't know, but it's very interesting, and hopefully the last music video for Clancy that hasn't been released yet will explain this and tie everything up. And we'll get to that more later. So I have a lot of thoughts about this album and a lot of theories. Because as you may know, Clancy is like the end of the like Trench Blurry Face story arc. So it's supposed to be the ending. Keep that in mind. So then Paladin Straight, the last song on Clancy, is the only song on the album that doesn't have a music video yet. And Tyler said that it was because he wants people to listen to the song first before they associate it with a music video. So I was listening to Paladin Straight, and then there was a pause, and then at the very end you hear Blurry Face's voice, at least we think, and he's talking to Clancy, and apparently Clancy climbed some tower and there were like banditos fighting on the ground. And so I was literally screaming when that happened because it was kind of like, I felt like it was kind of like a post-credits scene, like in a Marvel movie, where it's like it ended, but then there was like a little bit after that, and it was like, what? Like I was like, what's happening? And before they played that last song on the live stream, Tyler said, so you tell me, does this sound like the end? And that like, I was like, whoa, wait, hold on. Like, when I listened to that last song in the record store, I was literally thinking, this doesn't sound like an ending song, at least like for 21 Pilots. Like, it doesn't sound like we got closure. Like, it was kind of like anticlimactic in a way. And someone else also commented on my video for that listening party that they also thought that song, the last song, Paladin Straight, sounded kind of anticlimactic. So I was like, okay, so he must mean that this can't be the end. Like, this is not the end of Clancy. This is not the end of the story or something. And my friend was showing me the lyrics to that song as we were listening to it. And at the very end, it had like some extra lyrics that I don't think we heard in the store. Like, I don't think they played that part of the song in the store. I don't know if the album version has that part in there, but as you can see, I got the Clancy Journal version of the CD, so I'll show you more of this later, but it's got the little CD in this journal, and it's super awesome. But yeah, I'll just show you like some pages, but where was I going with this? So I'm gonna listen to the CD later and see if that part is on the album version of the song. But anyway, that little part at the end sounded really creepy. And my mom was watching the live stream with me too, and she was like, well, that sounds really ominous. Like, the banditos on the ground. Does that mean that all the banditos are dead and Clancy is the only one left because he reached the top of the tower? And then I looked at the lyrics again and it said the banditos are on the ground fighting or something like that. So I think the banditos are still alive. I think they're like on the ground, but they're like fighting, you know? So I think it's like the final battle, basically, like the final boss. And hopefully the music video for this song will tie everything up and it'll give more context and make more sense. So I'm like super excited for that last music video to come out. And so then the next day when I told my sister I was watching the live stream late at night, she was like, "Oh, that's why I heard screaming at like 1 a.m. I was wondering what you could possibly be watching." So that just like gives you some context for like my reaction. Um but yeah, everyone is thinking, okay, so this can't be the end of the story because Tyler basically was saying that it's not over yet. Like, he was like, does this sound like the end to you? Like, why would he say that if it's the end, you know? So I'm thinking either it's gotta be a deluxe version is coming with like a couple more songs or something, or there might be an extra song because I don't think they would have had enough time to write a whole nother album in addition to Clancy because they were so busy like trying to pump out all those music videos because there was one for every single song on the album. So I don't think it's gonna be like another album or a double album. I think it's just gonna be like either a deluxe album or an extra song. Either that or it's just nothing, but I think the music video will definitely give some more context to the lyrics and it'll like show what's happening, but I have a strong feeling there's going to be at least one extra song to Clancy, like another single or something. There just has to be because it just can't end with that. Okay, so now we're just talking about the album itself and like the songs themselves. So like I said, my two favorite songs are Overcompensate and Navigating, and I also like Next Semester, and I kind of like At the Risk of Feeling Dumb too. But overall, it was not my favorite 21 Pilots album. I would say it kind of ranks low on my list of favorite TOP albums, unfortunately. Okay, so my ranking of 21 Pilots albums from my most favorite to least favorite are Blurry Face, Trench, Vessel, Scaled and Icy, and then I think Clancy, and then self-titled. And then Regional at Best, I mean, it's kind of considered an album, kind of not sometimes, because a lot of those songs were also on Vessel, like they just like remade them for Vessel. So I would say I like that one about as much as Vessel because it's got some of the same songs on there, you know? It's kind of like a tie for me between Scaled and Icy and Vessel. Like, those are kind of like both. I mean, I think I like Vessel better, but I don't really know. But anyway, you know, it's like hard for me to choose, but I think Clancy will grow on me more as I listen to the songs more. But I think it was just kind of a little bit disappointed because I really liked the first single that they came out with, Overcompensate. And I thought the rest of the songs were going to sound more like that. But overall, it was like more pop sounding and more like hip hop and like synth, you know, which, you know, they've done like had a lot of songs with hip hop influence in it before. But I don't know. It was just a little bit too mellow and pop for me. But I did listen to some of the songs again and they already grew on me. So we'll see how I feel about it in like a week or so. And you know, because it's a 21 Pilots album, it's just like automatically good, basically. But I'm just saying, like, you know, out of all the 21 Pilots albums, this one is like pretty low on the list for me. Like I just kind of wish they made more stuff that sounded like the stuff on Blurry Face and Trench. You know, like Jumpsuit or Heavy Dirty Soul or like Fairly Local or I don't know, any of my favorites on Blurry Face. Like I just kind of wish they would do more heavy songs. Cause like Jumpsuit is one of my favorite songs ever, and you know, yeah, so overall I would say it's a good album, and the music videos are all very entertaining. I would just say it's just like low on my list of 21 Pilots albums. So hopefully I didn't miss anything, but if you have any other thoughts about the album that I haven't mentioned, comment below. And I know this wasn't really like an in-depth review, it was kind of more like talking about the live stream, but those were just kind of like my initial thoughts of like the highlights of the live stream and the highlights of the album overall. And I didn't really want to go through the songs in detail because I want to listen to the album more first so I can get a better idea of my thoughts on the songs, because once I look at the lyrics more in detail, I can get kind of a better idea of what the songs are about. And like lyrics are also important, at least to me, because they can make me like songs more. And like some of the songs I kind of forgot how they went because I mean like I only listened to them a couple times. So once I listen to them more, I'll have a better idea of how much I like them, and they'll probably grow on me more as I listen to them more. Because a lot of the songs on Scaled and Icy really grew on me since that album came out, so I have a feeling this one will probably grow on me more too. But a lot of the songs are very catchy, like Overcompensate was stuck in my head like after the first listen, and that like never happens. And so was Next Semester, Backslide, and At the Risk of Feeling Dumb. So it's like I think all the songs on there are probably catchy. It just takes like 3 listens for me, and then it's like stuck in my head. At the most 3 listens, like it could be 1. And even after just 3 listens, Midwest Indigo and Vignette are also stuck in my head. And The Craving was also catchy too. So 21 Pilots knows what they're doing when it comes to writing catchy songs. Also, let me know what your favorite songs on Clancy were. I'm very excited for the last music video, like I keep saying. I think they said in the live stream it would be released sometime in June. Also, comment below if you want me to give like a little review video of the Clancy journal, like a little showcase of it, of like what it looks like, because it's like the coolest thing ever. It's basically like the booklet for the CD, but like in a different form, you know. Oh, whoops, Tyler fell down. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Hello, it's not